All right, folks. So there's been an update, quite literally, for the SmartyPi. Not only is Smarty working really hard on making these available and sending them to people, but he's also working on the hardware and software, well, software and firmware side of things. So there's been an update, release 3, I believe, and this includes an update for the controller, it's an Arduino that handles all the controls and input outputs. There's an update for the Pi image and for the option game list card here. So I thought I would update all that on video. It adds quite a few things, and Smarty sent me a few documents, all the files, and quite a very thorough and detailed documentation on how to update everything. So I thought I would do that on video. So what are the changes? Well, as far as we're concerned, as users, there's a few new games added. There's support for Galaxy Force 2 for the Afterburner cabs. Hang On 2 has been added for the sit-down bike. You got games like Outrunners and Super Monaco Grand Prix have been added as well. I'd like to have a Power Drift. I have my Power Drift cab and love to be able to run Outrunners in it as well. So this is perfect. The only limitation is that it's only supports auto gears. What else? You've got non-Sega games that have been added. Stuff like Top Speed, Chase HQ, Continental Circus, WEC Le Mans, Big Run have been added. So you can play those games in your Sega cab. This does not support let's say, Chase HQ cab. You cannot put that in the Chase HQ cab and expect it to run Chase HQ smoothly in there. It's just a nice to have. Maybe down the line there'll be a solution for those type of cabs, but that's not something something I know anything about really. So it just Smarty told me it was just nice to have, and I'm happy with that as well. You got GP Rider for the Hang On and Super Hang On, and same as well, some limited functionality with the auto gears, and then some fixes for the game list. You've got the ability of setting your custom game list as well for all those Sega and non-Sega games. So I'd love to have a cab that has Power Drift, Outrunners, WEC Le Mans, Big Run, all in one cab. So maybe that's what I'll do with my Power Drift. Anyway, I'm going to update this in this video and just go through the whole process with you. Like I said, Smarty sends a very thorough description of what needs to be done. You will need a computer. Got one here. You will need a USB cable to connect to the Arduino. Specifically, you need a card reader to be able to update the cards, not just for the game list, but for the Raspberry Pi as well. So, and also you will need, ideally, you don't technically need that. Smarty gives both options in his description, but you will need the Arduino software ID thing. You can just go and download that from the Arduino website. Here, if you go to Arduino and then select the software, and you'll find the ID here. So download that. Let's get started. So I think the recommendation is to update the Arduino first. So we're going to do that. All right, so to update this, Smarty's provided a file, well, just a zip file with a ton of stuff. So the first one is the microcontroller update. The second one is the micro SD, which is this guy. Microcontroller is here. And then the last one is the Pi update. So there's a README here that says do these in order, follow exactly what I say, and read the README in each folder. So I'll just open here, and there's a README here that tells you essentially if you don't have the Arduino ID to open this file, and if you have the Arduino ID to open this file here. So we're going to do that. Tells you to plug the microcontroller into a spare USB. So we're going to do that right here. Be careful just removing this. These things are fragile. I've never had any issue with the USB here, but Smarty makes a point of telling you to be careful, which is not a bad idea, and then tells you to be careful again and again, which, yeah, I've heard that these connections can be fragile, so just be gentle with it. So we're going to plug that in from the computer, and then it tells you to reset the button twice. Press the reset button twice on the SmartyPi. And the reset button is here on the SmartyPi. So we're going to do that. And we should hear the device go offline and back online. And it's back online. And now press any key to continue. And there you go. It's updating stuff. You can see that it's updating stuff. It's done. So what we get here is actually just a very handy and a nice batch file that actually updates everything for us. We can actually see here, and then here it says bytes of flash verified, and indeed, if you see bytes of flash verified above, the process was successful. If you see can't open file, please retry, press any key to continue, and that's our Arduino updated. Next, we're going to update this little SD card. All right, so we're going to go to the next folder, the micro SD config, and there's a README here, which you can open. Essentially, it's going to tell you how to eject the card and to copy the setup text file into the card. So how to eject the file, it's interesting because this is another revision of the board. The first one I had a little kind of thing on leg for the SD card. This is just an SMD version. So you might be wondering how to remove that card. It doesn't want to come out like that. You need to push this guy forward. I don't know if you see it. There you go. And now it lifts up. So you take out the card. We're going to pop that into our card reader here. There's the setup file here. So we're just going to essentially just copy this one over. Now, what we can do is replace the file in destination. Yes. What we can do is edit it. I would recommend that you read through all of this. The custom game list is actually very handy. So this will actually inform the SmartyPi what cab this is on. So in this case, this is an outrun cab. But essentially, at some point, I will want to have it as a power drift. So we're going to do exactly that. Just tell it that it's a power drift cab. Switch games, yes, true. I want to be able to switch games. Outputs all, no outputs used. I'm not sure exactly if power drift has outputs. Maybe the lamp switch. I'm not sure there's a motor in power drift. Anyway, this is the game list here. And essentially, well, let me rephrase. This is a game list. So by entering a value here, you tell the SmartyPi which game list you want. So in this case, OR would be Outrun Revision B, Turbo Outrun, and Power Drift. So here it's set as CU, and CU is custom game list, which is then set here. Interestingly, it allows for a wide variety of games that we can choose for. 11 in this case. I'm not sure what the limit is. 6 games set in NA. Okay, so up to 12 games, I believe, and you just have to enter non-applicable NA for the last one. So in this case, we got Outrun, Turbo Outrun, Power Drift, CB. I'm not sure. I can or whatever. WEC Le Mans. Okay, so I'm gonna customize this and maybe just have Power Drift and then Power Drift Outrunners Chase HQ just to see how it works. Yeah, so the list of games and their code are listed here. So if it's just entered all of them here, set it to 12 games in the order. So we got Power Drift, Outrunners, WEC Le Mans, Big Race, Chase HQ. Anyway, let's keep going. I'm gonna save that, and there you go. That's it for the micro SD card. So we're going to put that back into the SmartyPi and then take out this card and update that. Right, time to load the Pi image, and let's just open the README file. So Smarty tells you here just to load or download Banana Etcher, and this is just a tool that will allow you to burn the Pi image into a micro SD. So run the program, select a zip file, and write this onto the zip file essentially. So we're going to do that. Fair enough. I don't have Banana Etcher on this laptop, so I'm going to download that. Now this will take a while. Anyway, let's download this guy, and well, this won't take long. The flashing might take a while. We saw it took about, I don't know, 20 plus minutes to when I did the outrun running on a Pi video a few weeks ago now at this stage. But so we'll see how long this takes. All right, so the software is now installed. So we're going to select our image here, and then we're going to select the target, which is this drive, and click on flash. And I don't know, get a coffee or a drink or something. All right, so we got the card back in the Raspberry Pi, and here it is, the first game set on the game list in the SD card, and that should be the upgrade complete. So I think the next one should be Outrunners. Yeah, that's it. That's really cool. Really cool to see. So we should have a nice selection of different games. I can't remember. WC Le Mans. Is that the one? Yeah, there you go. That's really cool. So that should be all working in my standard outrun cab, or in this case a power drift cab, which should be the same really, same mechanics. The only difference is I don't have a shaker in the power drift stand-up cab. I think the next one should be Big Run, and we should have Chase HQ at some point coming up. There you go, Chase HQ. Sorry, that was a Big Run. This is so cool, being able to play all these games in the one cab. So there you go, folks. This is the latest update on the SmartyPi. Thank you, Smarty, for all your work you've done on this. It's a great update, very useful, and I can't wait actually to start working on my power drift cab. I have here just received, while I was making this, the adapter for the power drift, so that's going to go on this board, and this board will be going into my power drift cab. But how cool is that to have a Chase HQ running on this setup? Fantastic stuff. Also, I'm looking forward to playing Outrunners, because I've always been curious about this game, and I'd like to have it, but I'm not sure I would want to keep it. So it'll be great to have a version I can play and see if I really like it or not. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Thank you, Smarty, for this, and hope this was interesting. I'll see you next time.